Hello yet again, fellow friends. This is a review I didn't want to have to make because it's very sad and disappointing, and I don't like necessarily having to bring you guys negative information. But this was a pair I bought on Amazon. Although I have seen this pair and pairs very similar to it. It looks like on eBay and sometimes floating around on Amazon, but mostly on eBay and on sites like AliExpress and they're often sold with like a fur lining, a faux fur lining to help keep you warm with thermal lining. This pair, just part of the description said that they did, but I think they must have just copied and pasted it. The photos didn't include it, and part of the other description didn't include it, but then part of the description did. But I got this pair for about 20 bucks or so, so it was kind of like a bit of a punt. I wasn't necessarily expecting the best. I was okay at first with them, but unfortunately, very quickly they have proven to be quite disappointing. Uh, I don't even know if it has a brand. The brand is generic on Amazon. I think these are very mass produced. I don't even know. I think a lot of people just, as usual, just put their brand on a lot of generic pairs. They're described as on Amazon as men's fur leather biker pants, zip up vintage hip hop steampunk trousers. Steampunk? Multi pockets, casual stretch motorcycle pants, and then in brackets black hashtag A comma M. And I think the M is just medium because I wasn't sure what the size was, and they didn't have a size choice option. So I think that they must have just gotten a bunch in certain sizes, and it was just available to purchase on Amazon. I say this was a punt. I wasn't expecting to necessarily like this pair. I just kind of wanted to get them just for the sake of seeing what they were like. They are a pretty disappointing pair, unfortunately. And initially, I wasn't that disappointed in them, but you'll see why in a moment as to why. Um, the material is quite on the thick side. It does feel like they were designed more for practicality than for looks. I can definitely see why this particular style was used with the faux fur lining, which obviously this pair does not have. Um, they fit okay. The stretch that they seem to have, I definitely take advantage of that even with my size because this is a medium presumably, and it still stretches when I wear it, which you'll see when I put them on. It does say it's a medium inside. It doesn't necessarily say what size the medium is supposed to be. So the disappointment is these came, and I know this isn't unheard of, but these were a bit smelly. A couple of the pairs I've bought in the past have been. Some that aren't, like the Lars Amadeus weren't, and the River Island weren't. I probably should have made note of the pairs that came and smelled a bit, so you might have to air them out at least. One person suggested turning them inside out and spraying them with like Febreze or some kind of odorator like that, and then just leaving them for a few days or something. Which they definitely smell much less than when they arrived. They're trouser styled. The back pockets, I can confirm, are fake. It seems to be a running theme with some of these pairs, even though they're stitched on just there for looks apparently, because that's what people expect. Now the disappointment is, I don't know if you've been able to see it already on the camera, is they're splitting at the front. Like it's flaking away, which is really disappointing because like I know this is a stereotype for faux leather and similar, but I have definitely had pairs that have held up way better than this and for far longer. And I have owned these like only for a short period. I bought them really late December, and I barely wore them. I put them on when I got them, I think, and then I turned them inside out, sprayed them. And I don't think the spray should have done this because I didn't spray this part. I sprayed like the inside, the fabric that you don't see or wear, just to get the smell out. And I was quite gentle with the spraying, so I wasn't spraying around this part. But it's just split. I noticed it. I tried it on a few days ago, prior to this review, and it's just already splitting. And I don't know if it's just because even though it's got this give with the stretchiness that you can see, it's just not sufficient enough, and it's splitting in the place where it looks like the stretchiness kind of ends or just isn't as prominent. I'll still put them on so you can see what they look like, but I say this is a disappointing pair, and I'm not sure if I could recommend it. Just give me 1 second. So even with the stretch, like I'm definitely, I mean, this might be the reason why they split, is because even my size in a medium, I am actually stretching them to pretty much the point where they're tight, but they feel decently stretchy. Like they definitely have that give. The fit is a little odd as well. They're quite tight around the waist, but the leg is quite baggy, which might be intentional. Like, and the material is very thick. Like I could definitely see it keeping you warm. Just in the case of like it just being as thick as it is, I wouldn't necessarily say it's the most comfortable, and it's not the nicest pair I've had to wear. I'll show you what the legs look like. I said they're pretty tough to move around in. I don't actively dislike them, and obviously like the leg is kind of loose, so they're probably kind of like a straight fit. So that they're a bit clumsy to move around in, comparatively to some of the other pairs I've bought. And the fact that, like I say, the front just split, I'm just disappointed. I mean, I'm not so disappointed because they weren't a pair I particularly was expecting to love, and the price they paid. But it's definitely not my favorite pair. Not a pair I want to wear. Probably not a pair I would wear out at all, especially with the fact that they're split. Like I might have considered if there was like a blizzard, I might have considered wearing them if I really had to go out, because these might keep me warmer. But yeah, no, this pair is just super disappointing. Unfortunately. Not the worst looking pair, like, they're definitely more generic, much more on the practical end than on the looks end. I'm not sure how the pairs with the internal thermal fur compare, like maybe they're more reinforced, but because it's at the waistband, I couldn't say. So if you were going to get this pair, you might have to go for a larger size just to prevent the stretch that apparently even I'm putting on the waistband. So yeah, unfortunately, I cannot recommend this pair. I mean, they weren't a pair I was necessarily expecting to recommend, but you know, it's always disappointing to have to give people negative reviews of a pair of things you think you're going to enjoy. But yeah, thanks for watching, and I will see you guys again soon.